let's get into the video. So today's video is my tanning routine. I always get questions about what tan I use. Keep my girls in. So I use two kinds of tans kind of on the daily, and then I also have my dripping gold tint and spray. So cocoa brown, for me it just gives off a darker effect, and it wears off really good as well. So I really like that one, cocoa brown. And then the Dove moisturizer is the one I would use mainly, just because I moisturize every evening anyway, so it just makes sense for me to put on a quick layer of Dove. So yeah, and then normally, like, since it's been winter, I've only really been tanning the top half of my body and sometimes like the ends of my feet and my ankles, just because when I go to the gym, really, because there's no other time that I've been wearing boots and all. So I'm just going to show you what I do. So the first thing I do is I always put on lip moisturizer. Normally when I sit down to go to this, it's like lip moisturizer and then moisturizer. The Nivea Rose and Argan Oil. I got this one because I think it was on sale, but it's super lightweight and super liquidy, and I like to always pay loads of attention around my elbows. But I always put a good layer of moisturizer all over first, just because then it helps make my tan last a little longer. So sometimes I do put tan on my face, not all the time, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to put it on my face. But normally in between putting tan on my face, and as far as I don't normally put the Dove on my face, for me, I just don't think it acts well with my face. I think it's a little too thick. I think the cocoa brown works really well with my face. So if I was going on holidays or going somewhere that I wasn't going to bring everything, I would like do a layer of cocoa brown, and then I would bring this with me, just to like give me a little bit of a top up in between. Because when I put this on, I normally get about 2 days out of it, just about. But that's putting a good layer of it on. If you don't know what this is, so I think the light's acting funny. It says the So Sumi Dripping Gold Luxury Tan Wonder Water. So what it is it's like a tanning mist for your face. So sometimes I use this on my hands as well when my tan rubs off my hands quite easily. So I might put like a little spritz on before I go to bed, and it kind of hydrates it. So what I'm going to put my face normally is I put some either coconut oil diluted with water, because that's really important. Make sure if you put coconut oil on your skin, you dilute it with water. Unless you only do it, like sometimes I'll do a full body and face with coconut oil, like every once in a while, just to give me good moisturization. But if you do it constantly, it's too thick and too concentrated. So what I'm going to use today is bio oil, is the other option that I use. I do have a video about 30 uses for coconut oil, which I'll link below. But bio oil is one that I really like to use as well. And I like to just give my face a nice bit of hydration. So once my skin starts to dry and it still feels quite smooth, that's when I start my tan. So in the video today, I'm actually going to use the cocoa brown, because you can see it a little bit on the skin when it goes on. So I think that's a more benefit for the video rather than just putting a moisturizer on. I think with the Dove, I normally do 2 layers, and if I do 2 layers of this, and this is fair to medium, I always prefer a medium tan. I prefer to build it than be too dark. Just me personally, that's just how I go. But I know if I put 2 layers of this on, it lasts me the whole week, and then I just have to use like a normal moisturizer in between. If I put the cocoa brown on, it's normally like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday maybe I would kind of be all clear and I would put on a new tan. So I'd use the cocoa brown, and then I put the Dove on. Maybe 2 days later, so I'd use the Nivea day after, and then the Dove 2 days later, just so it covers up any patchy bits that may occur. Because you know, if you're sweating, you're going to get patchiness under your arms, the back of your neck from rubbing off clothes, your hands from washing them, especially now when washing our hands so much, and from your feet can be sweating. So just think of different areas that can sweat, and then it's good to just have a moisturizer to put there, because that evens out the tan and you don't have to go in and do a full mousse over again. So I actually have the cocoa brown tanning mitt. It's quite old, so don't judge. I just have it a while, and I've been trying to find a new one. And last time I was home, I was trying to find it, and where I live in the UK, I can't find one of these. I remember, I think I went to buy it off Cloud 10, and my order wouldn't go through, so I didn't get it in the end. But yeah, so this is the tan I really love. I think it's just the thumb, when it has the thumb, makes it easier for me. So you give a really good shake, and I like to do a really good spritz. Do a good spritz on, just rub it all over. And I do a quick lay over my hands, and then I do go back in with my hands in the end, but just because my hands have to go into the glove, I don't do it too well. So then I get on my chest as well, around the back. If you are doing the moisturizer, I think the best advice for that is just put on, if you think you missed a spot, just put it back on, because as you can see, when you're putting this tan on, you can kind of see where it's going. So you can see, take off the glove. You can see it gives off a really nice color. I have to say, Melissa Carter, Marcella Carter, the owner of Cocoa Brown, she does makeup products as well, Carter Beauty, and I just think she's just hit gold mine because she just does so well with everything she does, and she's Irish, so that's really nice as well to support the fam. So yeah, just give it another shake. It does stain carpet. I've learned that the hard way, so just be careful with that. So as you can see, it just gives off this beautiful, fully coverage tan that dries really quick. I do have to say that by Cocoa Brown is it just dries really quick. If you only put one layer on, if you put 2 layers on, I do think it kind of takes a little bit longer. Tan on top of the mitt, and I use that just to go over my face, just because I always find I'm a little bit softer using a brush than when I use the mitt in my face. I've already said I don't do this every time I do my tan, just because sometimes I just don't bother because it washes off a lot faster, and I'll just use the Wonder Water, and a little bit in the ears. So then I put another little bit back on the mitt, and I just go over my hands. I always find when I do it like this, I just get a lot thicker layer on my hands, as you can see. And don't worry about your hands being a little bit darker, because you wash your hands throughout the day. Like, one of the first things you'll do in the morning is go to the toilet. So then what do? You wash your hands. So perfect tanned hands and perfect tan face. It says 1 hour tan mousse. I always leave it on overnight, or like I'll do it in the morning and then wash it off that evening, but 1 hour tan is what it says. So yeah, it's really good. So then 2 days time, I'll probably just use the Dove to do a little touch up. This is my tan the day after. I'm actually in my kitchen because it's the best place for lighting, just the time of day. So you can see my tan turned out super even. Also, it's a little bit darker on my hands, but again, I'm not mad, because I mean, this morning I've already washed my hands about 4 times. But yeah, so that's how my tan turned out. Super happy, really thrilled. So then I'll just like put on some moisturizer tonight, and tomorrow I'll probably wear the Dove. And yeah, let me know how you get on if you need any more tanning tips or advice. My favorite scrub to do is a coffee and coconut oil scrub, but I think I have a video on that already, so make sure and check that out. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.